Hey everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I can't imagine how you wouldn't because you're on my friends list and this is where I'm posting everything. But my name is Aphrodite Michael, nickname Tiny Tigers. Tiger is what this means. Um, just to give a little background on myself, I am just your average Josephina um, who's had a pretty wild life. And I have a very loving, trusting spirit. And as you can imagine, that can put you into some really interesting, to say the least, situations, both with friends, family, lovers, and the like. I had a interesting childhood. I'm a daughter of a single parent. My father is from another country. My mom is a now retired nurse, and she and I are both victims, or survivors, I should say, of incest. So, that being said, having core abuse issues from a young age can definitely make some reparative mechanisms very prevalent in your life. And sometimes you don't even know that they are reparative mechanisms, and those can lead you into some really odd terminals of life. So, throughout my life dealing with, a core issue, I got into a bunch of situations that hurt, just wanting to be seen, heard, and cared for due to what may have transpired when I was younger, led me on a path of just wrong decisions that felt right at the time. A lot of times people are seeking safety or refuge from stuff that they don't even really know the core of. So after being in a couple wonky situations there, I ended up a pretty serious victim of domestic violence. I didn't have my face busted open or anything, but I'm a multiple rape survivor, so that's cool. And unfortunately, a lot of times with things of that nature, yes, there's always someone at fault, but a lot of the times there's things that lead up to getting said victim in the situation. So that's why it's always a little difficult to point fingers entirely unless it's like a random attack. So, as someone that's been through a whole lot of that stuff and not knowing where to turn, I one day was actually on my way to go tanning, and something inside of me turned and walked me into a martial arts dojo. Dojo is school. And I just kind of blasted through the door almost like I was pushed. And I was like, my name is Aphrodite Michael, and I'm a rape survivor, and I really don't know why I'm here. And immediately I was just told, get on the mat. Let's start. And since then, I've gone on an incredible journey. Sorry to get emotional. Not sorry. Um, of healing, growth, understanding, and learning how to wield and shield both my innate powers God given as a human being and how to tactfully and gently teach what I've learned to others, as well as learn while I'm teaching, which is the secret to it. I've had some amazing teachers and amazing friends that have been on this journey with me and have seen the peaks and the troughs and the ups and the downs of all of it. And I got to the point where, after being given an amazing opportunity by my first kyoshi, which is teacher of teachers, or sensei, which is teacher, I was given an amazing opportunity to work with both women, children, men, everybody, and both learn and teach simultaneously. A lot of life changes transpired, and I realized that it's not just something that I did to heal. It became a part of my life and became my path. I have such a love and reverence and respect for this craft, not because of what you can do to someone or, the power that you hold, which is huge, but it's more for the preservation of self and knowing that if push comes to shove, and even worse, that you can have a fighting chance. I had no real formal training of fighting. My dad took me to some boxing schools when I was young, and I did some karate when I was super small, but it wasn't really enough to deflect some stuff that I took a long time to accept even happened to me. Now I'm working on building a small, I don't even like to say the word business, I'm working on building a dream to help and learn and teach people that are interested in learning what these things were and do, and not just the body part of it. Everything is kind of trifold. You have mind, body, and spirit, and there is definitely a connection of those three when everything is in unison, and life starts to make a little more sense. So that being said, I would like to welcome you on my cool journey of building what I will be calling the White Tigress Survival Academy. And in Japanese culture, there was a series of women that were called white tigresses that were very into the body, mind, and spirit trine, if you will, of how to become quote unquote immortal, which is just a fancy word for very youthful for a long time. And having practiced some of these practices, if you will, I've learned and experienced some really amazing life altering and bettering things. And I've worked with anybody from gigantic prison guards, sparred with them and knocked up with them to train myself, to small little ones to teach them how to throw their ones and twos, to special needs kids, autistic kids, people that are survivors, victims of random attacks, sexual attacks, etc. And I'm slowly building. It does start from speaking and forming a bond and relationship with people that you're going to either have on your path, teach, learn from, which if you're doing it right, it's a little bit of everything. So this is just a small intro podcast to just who I am and my dream. I'm not really too sure what the rest of this video will entail. I would like to give a little tip and life hack with every video that I do that, has something to do with either some stretches, some kata, some exercise, stuff like that, little defense moves. So I will be adding those in. I'm probably going to edit out some of this video here. But this is just me saying hello and starting. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks for listening to my story. If anybody has any questions or cares, concerns, just anything they want to ask or reach out about, I'm always here. I'm an open book, and I would be honored to teach, learn, discuss, bat some things around, and just take it from here and see what happens. I don't, profess to know everything by any means. Sometimes I don't even feel equipped for most things, but I have seen a pattern and series of events in life where, you kind of end up in a situation sometimes that you just know in your heart is the right place to be and the right thing to do. And there's a saying that I like. I have to think about it real quick so I don't botch it. It says that God doesn't bless the appointed, he appoints the blessed. And just being a human being that can use her body and her mind and her spirit and her words and everything that I've grouped up and attained from my path thus far, I do feel blessed just by waking up and being able to eat, breathe, and spend time with my amazing people and friends and coworkers in my life. So if you're feeling blessed, let's bless it up. Let's do some stuff.